Thank you so much. I started my journey in the field as a community helper and a life skills coach. And then I found a position as an ABA therapist inside the school. So that is kind of like how I got introduced to ABA. And then I fell in love with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how do you go up the ladder? Because at that time, I think I was like 22 or 23. And I'm like, okay, well, if I found my passion, right, what do I do to make more money? Right? Because I'm like, okay, if I know I want to do this at 22 and I want to do this forever, like, what's the hierarchy? So then they were like, oh, you have to go back for your master's to become a BCBA. So that's exactly what I did. And since I was already in the school, I was doing my research and I realized, oh, you can do ABA in the home. So then I found a part-time job of working in the home while I was working full-time in the school and going to school full-time as a grad student. And then I put my 2 weeks in at the school because the home services, I was getting paid. At the school, it was 40 hours, 7:30 to 3:30. And I was getting paid salary, but it was only $15 an hour. And then at the home services, I was getting paid $25. So I decided to leave the leave the school services. And then I went into the home setting full time. And I was getting $25 an hour and I was only working 30 to 36 hours a week. And also going to school full time. And then I learned that you can work in the clinic setting. So guess what I did? I found a part-time working in a clinic while I was working in the home full-time in the community and then also going to school full-time. So early on, I knew that I found my passion in ABA. And so I was like, you know what? I'm young. I'm in school. I got a couple years. Let me dabble in all the different environments so I could determine which area is my favorite, but also to be exposed and experience the realms of ABA. Every setting has pros and cons. So if you're starting in the field, I highly suggest for you to get a couple part-time jobs in a clinic in the home so you can experience it because you actually might like one over the other. But not only that, you really build a lot of skills and you get to be exposed to a lot of different contingencies that's going to shape you to be a better clinician when you do become a BCBA. Because you do kind of have that whole holistic approach of understanding the contingencies in the school setting, like the structure, how it is, accommodations, modifications, you understand the dynamics of being a part of a multidisciplinary team. In the home, you're dealing with families, siblings, pets, life skills. There's so many different variables that are into play. And then in the clinic, it's more structured. You have other students there. You have other therapists. So you have that environment where there's more people to have, cahoots with. Or if you're struggling, you can have your resources available in the clinic setting. In the home, you're limited because it's just you in the home and until you see your BCBA a couple times a week. You see what I mean? So I highly suggest anyone that's interested in becoming a BCBA to please dabble in the different environments. And also too, it helps when you do have a couple part-time jobs because you get to experience and be exposed to more learners and understand, the different, everyone is affected by autism differently. So it's nice to be exposed to as many different clients so you can have a better understanding of how autism affects others. Once you meet one person with autism, you've only met one person with autism. So just remember that.